Try your luck betting on Jade? Try your luck betting on Jade?
A walk would be nice.
Let's light it up! Wind strike! Wind strike! As one with wind and cloud!
The initial stage of my journey, or Shoden, in At the intermediate stage of my journey, or Chuden, the art of the...
Wind Strider. Wind Strider. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
Possibilities I like to.
Time to go.
Solidify! Prepare yourself.
One with nature. Let's light it up!
Can't run from death.
can do this!
One kiss is all it takes to fall in love with me. Once
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. Go, Barbara, go!
hello. Hello. Do you love, do you move? One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me.
Time to go.
Are you here to play with me?
Let's dance!
The more, the merrier.
Wind strike.
Let's light it up!
Wind strike.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Falling leaves, adorn my night into the wind. Wind strike. Carnic nature.
Why do I have to quest is boring. This whole game is getting boring and boring as the time goes on, man. I know there will come a time when I will don't have the will to play this game. I don't know yet, but it is what it is.
Time to go.
Ad Astra.
Let's see.
One thumbs up. Not yet.
The way you feel, the way you falling in love with me, possibilities. Yeah. 20 clicks. Devna is a shitty character for cooking. Barbara and Jean have much higher relationships in reality. Not it's written in here, but in reality. You will get much more details if we use Barbara for this. Yellow rocks.
Time to go.
The key here is new stock at Sigu Antiques.
Time to go.
Everything is shit. Fuck. Let me turn on the mic.
Jewelry's out of Ad Astra. Thank you for.
Time to go.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru village shortly.
I guess all I can say now is...
Don't mention it. I think we can both agree you went to hell and back for it. But we share a common cause now.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one...
We've been all over the desert trying to find you.
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no! Make it quick, please! Swift and painless!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned pale like they've seen a ghost.
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all this by ourselves.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise, I'll have to resort to other methods.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently. Why? What are they trying to accomplish?
They, wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine canned knowledge. Then what?
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry.
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything. You're serious, aren't you?
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new god. A god that will belong to them and to the people of Sumeru. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, scholarly breakthroughs have been few and far between. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's research facilities. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he said those words, everyone's expression changed. He asked them, do you wish to create a god?
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme end of academia looks like.
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based on an exquisite humanoid puppet. After that, They harvested dreams via the Zeb-Zerus Festival Samsara, maximizing the Akasha's output. With the doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it to extract the power from the Gnosis and convert it into a divine core. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom. For that to happen, they needed a huge quantity of divine canned knowledge.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine origin?
Call it an educated guess? The academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the scholar's madness for centuries, but to no avail. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies, Scribe Al-Haytham. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the God of Wisdom's omniscience and omnipotence.
You must have noticed by now. The academia doesn't care about who their god is. It's the ability to exercise control over knowledge and wisdom that matters. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence that burns in their blood. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. For the sages, their only source of hope is the existence of a deity who embodies the acme of wisdom. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a god of wisdom means stumbling in the darkness for the duration of their lives.
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world? If you already have a new god, why try to create another one?
From the beginning, the academia has never treated her as a god. When the academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that she would be as wise as Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But upon evaluation, they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This forced them to accept that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata had indeed passed away. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's Gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power, nor the spectacular insight expected of a god of wisdom. Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her existence.
So, this is the path the sages have chosen.
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad mood, then let's change up our scenery. Raman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. And these two scholars, they're coming too.
Sure, as you wish.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The two new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
The atmosphere is so heavy. something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case...
Or I can go.
Oh, Paimon!
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression.
So, everyone.
Crush the sages and rescue our god.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other...
The next time we gather here, we must have a...
Yep,
Time to go.
Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Candace, we're here! Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is already waiting in.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Please. Wait a moment. Before attending the meeting,
What do you need?
promise me that you won't commit to anything too.
What do you think?
Okay.
Yes, you stupid bitch, I was lying.
Time to go.
Everyone's here so early! But why isn't anybody talking?
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Are you ready?
Okay, we can start.
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
It's worth a try.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small.
You're making pie.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on your reaction,
Paimon's a little worried.
to be honest, I feel the same.
Candace,
Your deeds speak.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us,
I'm very glad to hear. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. You're welcome. And thank you for taking my advice. Good luck.
Sounds good. I'll go make
Okay.
I'll hit them.
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah. Also, Candace told.
Yes, she did. But I think our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. We must go. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful?
Didn't we already do that during the meet?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our situation. We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like.
Speaking of the front lines, you don't look anything like a soldier.
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my. Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant danger every.
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation, and you are a scholar.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit far.
This guy.
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned you have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia for some time, was never once informed of this. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of forbidden knowledge. But the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect of. Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of the Withering, Elazar, and the Sandstorm.
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what caused the At least, that's what Tainari took. Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul.
But if that's the case, what should we do?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia forest?
In that case, to make sure we're still on track, I would like to check on the state of some of our prep.
Where are we going?
To an Aramite base.
चलो एरामाइड बेस आवाज आ रही है
It's all good. Whatever the boss says.
Oh, you made it.
Huh? What are they?
I gave them some tech.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still.
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge extract?
Look here.
Huh? More canned knowledge? Are you going to put more weird stuff into his head again?
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but very...
That's Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the most important part now. Please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction into the...
Yes.
Paimon is...
I understand, but trust me, Paimon, this is something Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encouragement may...
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanal. Everything went without a hitch. And now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effects.
But what was the point of doing this?
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't...
Huh? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for... You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them... Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And this device has always... After all that time... A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so... In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries and
But why would you need to
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very... interesting. One might even...
Things you're interested in are really Are all Sumeru scholars like...
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing.
Small project?
We're going to tinker with...
Work time!
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds
Go on! Give me a go! My work finished. Prepare yourself.
into the wind.
Let the show begin.
One with nature. Time to go.
You can't run from death. Use this first.
Get back!
There you are, eavesdropper.
The wind knows me.
Come on, we can do it. Let's dance.
As one with wind and cloud. Wind striker.
Over here. I'm going in. Let me amuse myself. Now you've got his word. Off we go. Let's light it up.
Wind striker.
Resistance. Shine no longer.
It's a miracle!
तो मेरे पास ये 50 है, क्रैब रो 0 है, जैम भी 0 है, जैम तो कर सकते हैं, जैम हम रख सकते हैं अपने पास 45 जैम, बटर, ham, sausages, bacon, cheese, sugar, spice, crab roe, fish, raw meat, flour, cream, ham कर लेते हैं हम थोड़ी कुक, ham we should cook like 40 ham. गाइस आज आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट खत्म करके जाएंगे, मतलब बार्ली वाली क्वेस्ट करके
I thought we
The plan is too radical.
but it's still the best.
I did. And that's how I...
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just...
We agreed to work. Had I known...
Look, you already know.
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship. But also...
Seems you really...
Traveler, Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Rebot guards, in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into...
Wait, how can we work with the...
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the... My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big...
That also sounds like something Al-Haith...
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous...
Of course he does. He also said, I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee to make the whole thing more convincing. You'll need to resist to some degree. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life.
I've always treated...
Now you're making this hard.
Hey, is there something we can do to help? We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards.
Sino, on behalf of we have no fear of casualties.
Well, but remember, you need to follow the plan and not do any... Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers of the Dendro Archon and those of...
Okay, you...
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there.
Time to go.
Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Rebot.
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. Just let us know what you need. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting? Depending on the scale of this operation, we may need to report it to our superiors.
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akhmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies from the Academia.
As many as Ain el Akhmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint operation.
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as a top priority.
Got it! Please wait a moment, I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing, aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Academia and are no longer their General Mahamatra? Even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might, right?
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter. Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound to attract a lot of unwanted attention. No matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's departure.
A reasonable inference. I agree.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must actually. Considering the power...
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, if you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that but things like that never happened again after we met up.
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha...
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well can the Akasha make predictions about a person? Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the first place?
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumeru.
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained through logic. By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the actions of those who fit an existing logic model. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly be considered logical at all times? Emotions are part of our behavioral logic. Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe the Akasha hasn't yet figured out the full composition of it. Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. Any one of us could potentially disagree with another. The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the past. After all, there's probably a limit to just how much we can be modeled or controlled by data. So, in my opinion, you're probably safe for now.
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be completely controlled by something without a mind of its own.
Is that so? I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate, and people will not be forever trapped by the past.
Paimon, so glad that this is
Next time, pay it.
Will do.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Great...
This is my assistant, the Traveler. He will be working.
Beep! Construct!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this the latest...
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your subordinate?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation. To be perfectly honest, I've always longed to go on a mission with someone...
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district. We will carry...
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremite. Any questions about the time?
None at all, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, get ready.
It's time for the operation! Let's go meet Sino in the desert!
wait a moment.
It's you.
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here early.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case for the Academia, we are prepared to give it our best.
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. Remember, we must capture them alive. They are our only leads for the case. If they die, we will be unable to continue the investigation.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching from the west!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! What do you want? Judging from those shiny weapons in your hands, it seems like you're not interested in a deal.
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smug...
Who are you supposed to...
I'm not here to...
Nobody's given me this much time of day since I became a mercenary. Brothers! For that slight!
Into the wind.
Everybody stand back!
Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strike.
Let the show begin.
Let's light it up!
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel in the area have been arrested.
You pitiful Dendro Archon dogs! You'll regret this!
I'm afraid you'll regret it first.
King Deshret will curse you!
Silence!
Oh!
Restrain them and take them back to Caravan Rebot. Count their numbers and send them to the Academia as instructed by the General Mahamatra.
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino, I will now take my leave. If you need further
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went really well.
Yes.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave...
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan Rebot and...
Yeah, you're...
It's not the time to go join up with her. She will...
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full plan with Tainari? What if he'll feel...
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well we know each other, I believe my message alone should be enough to bring him to our side. If we need help, get ready for the next phase of the plan.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come rolling in late. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, downed 7 drinks, and even did some clothes shopping.
Sorry. We didn't mean to keep you waiting.
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that serious look on your face. All right, I'll stop. All joking aside, I'm glad you're here. Let's get moving and take care of this as soon as possible.
But where should we start?
Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. We need to make sure he won't get in our way when we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the Doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to impossible for us to achieve our goals.
Yeah, we sure don't want him showing up. Ooh, he really gives Paimon the creeps.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis Di and ask for Forest Watcher Tainari. If all hate them in Sino sort, so we'll find Tainari. The sages have placed spies everywhere on the You should be honored. I don't offer my services to just anyone you know.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do anything for more.
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your services, you should always go with the best offer. Let's see. If I were to charge you a...
How much more do you want?
How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much recently. If you ask me, someone like you must look lovely. Come on, give me a smile so that I can be less worried. Looking good! I hope this... There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joyous one can bring blessings to others. Let's consider this smile a down payment. Let's go. It's time...
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
He's over there! Let's go say hi! Tainari!
Ah, Traveler, Paimon.
Hey there.
This is our friend...
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really important.
All right, then follow me. This place is better. We won't be... Okay, what is this important thing you want to ask me? The Doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask!
Yes, I know him. Actually, he left part...
He left all...
Yeah, he came looking for me.
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this after having just met, but your answer is very important. For now, all we can share with you is that you...
Sino, you say? I see. So that's why he hasn't been at the Academy. Okay. I will answer your questions and will assist you any way I can.
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not even a little worried that...
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. Between you, the Traveler, and Sino, none of you strike me as the... You don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. I'll also... The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with him.
Hypatia? Why would he want her?
And what do you mean by take away? Is he planning to leave Sumeru?
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean... You're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a final trip to Pardis Di. Let me ask, have you been taking care of a scholar by the name of Hypatia?
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you recruited many informants. But you're right.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking,
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would like to take Hypatia to Snezhnaya.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar,
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of knowledge.
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that under my care, Hypatia will receive the most advanced and effective treatment. I will personally supervise her treatment.
Hypatia was born. Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. As the person your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doc. It's not so much that I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted...
I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect sense. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. I must... Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in a hurry today. What with Her Most Noble Majesty, the Tsaritsa, calling... Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything. It's just as the Academia said. You're a responsible and gifted scholar. Sadly, and that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but feel like he's hinting at something unpleasant.
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our conversation.
I can barely believe it myself. But if that's true,
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking, I don't want you to do anything too risky. Now that you know a little more, it should be—
Sorry we can't tell you everything. We appreciate that you helped us anyway. I won't forget your kindness.
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. Recently, my master wrote several letters to me, asking—
Hasn't he already asked you so?
Yes, but my master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. 1 dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and 3 dots— This has been a habit of his for many years, but I didn't find any dots in his recent letters.
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me, someone already working at the—
I'd like to ask you to do that for me. If you can keep yourself safe, please withdraw immediately.
I can do that, but I have a feeling it won't be that simple. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is. If the higher-ups really are hiding something, then it will be difficult to remove myself from this. If the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia. If you don't see me there for an extended period, that's your cue.
All right, we've got a plan. I'll stay at Gandharvaville to support you.
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant. And be wary of any—
I must say,
being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing whatever. On that note,
the Academia, yes, but I suppose he's lucky to have lasted so.
I see.
This may well be how. Also, if you run into, I think this may be some.
Okay, we'll find a chance to tell him.
Thanks.
Right. Now, oh, by the way, which way to?
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if the doctor was actually telling the truth. He also said that he'll take care of everything before he leaves. What did he mean by that? We need to be extra careful when dealing with a person like him. Just to be safe, let's chase him and see what we find.
But we have no idea where he went! How can we start chasing him?
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find leads as we go. All you have to do is just follow me. That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Time to go.
Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly, they're in a hurry.
Things are going...
Time to go.
It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor... To the south of here is Port Ormos.
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go to the port and have a look.
The wind knows me. Time to go.
Look! Thanks to Dia's tracking skills, seems we found the right place.
Shh! Don't draw their attention. The port is crawling with Fatui soldiers.
Let's keep going and see what...
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide so we can observe him. This place'll do. We can hide here while we keep an eye on the boat.
Uh-oh. He saw us.
Huh? Is he... Wait.
It's time to say good...
Wait. Is he the only...
You mean...
And where are all the soldiers we saw in the port just now?
They were all here just a few minutes ago.
So this was a trap. Wait.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen...
Oh no!
Let's go!
Hypatia को बचाओ, पागल हो जाएगी वो। हो 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 हो। मतलब इतने बेवकूफ लोग।
Pardis Dii is not a place you Fatui can just show up and do as you please.
I believe we've already made ourselves quite clear. Our superior gave us permission to search for and collect medicinal herbs in Pardis Dii for research purposes.
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already. I find it coincidental that you chose to only come here today.
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the right to question our research, much less an ordinary scholar. I've done my duty to inform you. Don't make...
It would seem that my words have fallen on deaf ears. You can keep trying to deny it, but coming to Pardis Dii now? I'm pretty sure you're not just looking for herbs.
With all due respect, your baseless speculations will only lead to unnecessary trouble.
Well, you only have your Harbinger to blame. He knows nothing about keeping a low profile. I may be staying at Pardis Dii as a scholar, but that doesn't mean I'm no longer a forest watcher. It is still my duty to protect the peace and safety of the scholars who have contributed so much to Sumeru.
Then it seems our conversation has hit an impasse.
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia. Not on my watch.
Tighnari! Are you alright?
I'm fine.
These Fatui have really crossed the line. Time to teach them a lesson.
Strider! There's no use resisting! Give us Hypatia! Keep dreaming!
Yeah, Tanyari, beat him up!
I'll protect us.
Roasted frost! Feels close!
The doctor's orders are absolute!
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now!
One with wind and cloud!
I will end you. Yes, this is it.
Let's light it up!
Wind Strider! We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon, please go to Hypatia. We need to make sure they don't try to sneak—
Got it! Hypatia's still here. Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
So, you think this is over?
What? The ballet—
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
But, where is he?
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw you the first time you came to Party's DI and made contact with Hypatia. I didn't need to do anything. It is her honor to be able to connect her consciousness with me.
Who are you talking to? It can't be the balladeer, right? That's impossible.
I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed your touch. I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand.
Hey, Traveler!
My deification is nearly complete. All that's left now are just some final Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god into a divine battle against me? Scholars consider the God of Wisdom to be the sum total of their faith. It's how they can justify reverence for a god as they construct it. But this also shows that humanity's worship of gods is a Yes. What is it? Yeah, I'm in a good mood, which is why I'm talking to you like this. What do you mean? Those words almost make you sound like a friend who actually... But you're wrong. I'm different from all of you. I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine. Just think about a sheet of paper. By itself, it holds no meaning. The content recorded on it is what gives it value. All I had recorded down before. Indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, just what— I'm connected to your consciousness. This is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. you know nothing about the truth. It'll be for your own good, as well as everyone else's. Humans are a species that... Ah, you've seen my affection for her. If you were in my position, I think you'd feel the same way. She peered into my consciousness and saw my past. Someone like that is qualified to become my first follower. All gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become... You're doubting me again?
Ether versus the God complex Baladi.
Who wants to hurt my... The doctor wants to... How very amusing. Has anyone ever told you that you're not good at sowing discord? The doctor has never known his place. Even now, the puny human thinks himself capable of interfering in the business of... You're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy the doctor. It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded. Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never needed to...
Paimon used thunder! That person Paimon couldn't see was the Balladeer? Oh, where is the storm headed? That means anyone outside is in danger! Let's... Oh! Have the Fatui retreated? Hey!
He's hurt.
I'm fine.
Don't move. I've
struck by...
We were fighting, and just as things started looking grim, the weather suddenly became extremely strange. Lightning started attacking everyone. Luckily, there were only two of us, and both of us were nimble enough to dodge most of the strikes.
With that, all the Fatui soldiers were forced to retreat. Why are you sorry? It's all right. My wound aside, you look like you've seen...
Hey, didn't I tell you not...
Just in case. Thank goodness she's fine.
Hey, how about taking care of yourself first?
I understand my condition. The wound is not fatal. I'll be all right.
Ugh. The more you understand medicine, the worse of a patient you become.
I know. They always think they can push through the pain.
Oh, he sat down.
Let me rest for a bit. Sorry, traveler. Now you may start.
So that's what you were talking to the Balladeer about? Oh, Paimon can't believe what he's thinking.
The Academia's God creation plan. How ridiculous.
That sounds, ambitious, I guess? Anyway, this is all way beyond me. As long as I can enjoy it, I must be the least.
Don't say that.
Don't mention it. Well, if nothing else, all this proves that the doctor really did have some.
You said the balladeer claimed that.
Have you noticed?
So.
Based on what the trap. In other words?
Yay!
Thank you for the help, Tainari.
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps things up for us. Let's continue to.
Time to go. Clear weather all around brightens the heart.